The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
From what day you may find out.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Kalina Insurance Limited, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Grand Bahama News, John's Department Store, Joker Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
Me just a do it like Nike. Me just a do it like Nike. Them want poison me, throw me thing up. Plus me and them girlfriend a link up. Dog, where you did that when they think tough. No food, clean water.
Good afternoon, good day, good morning, good afternoon. Thank God it's Thursday. I'm sure happy it's Thursday. How everybody doing out there today? This is Pearly in the house for Naughty. Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It is so good to be here with you. Last week I was complaining about the heat. Today I can complain about the rain. It has been raining. I like when it just get one hard pour and done. But this little spitty rain and all night rain, and I slept good last night though. Oh yeah, I did sleep good last night. But there's a lot of rain, so once you drive safely out there, people, keep dry. Kids, don't jump in no puddles. And just take your time getting home on these wet roads this afternoon. It's going to be a little wet, and people are going to move a little slower. Because I had to run in here. Traffic everywhere, backed up. And you know, Bahamians, we don't drive fast in rain. So let's take our time, people. Let's just pay attention to our fellow drivers. And let's stay safe on this road and pick up your cell phones and give me a call if you got something you want to say. But don't hold it in your hand. Don't let the police see you hold it in your hand. So I hope everybody's doing good. If you want to call in, it's 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4316, 325-4259. That's 325-4259. If you want to call from the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. That's 242-300-5720. And if you want to text us, the text line is powered by BTC. That's 422-4796. Boy, some hot stuff happening. We got a hot by-election going on in West Grand Bahama and Bimini. You got all kinds of things being said by each person. It's amazing how some people just come up with some things like at the last minute and throwing stuff like that. So, you know, you can talk a little bit about that. But let's look at what seems in the headlines of The Guardian this morning. Petty resigns as WSC chair. Petty resigns as Water and Sewage Corporation chair. OPM confirms PM requested resignation. Man on bail murdered in Nassau Village. WSC Water and Sewage senior manager testifies in the Gibson case. And Blue Lagoon ferry services suspended after accident. So that means Blue Lagoon closed down for a little while then. Boy. 25 megawatt solar power plant planned for New Providence in 2024. Plant will generate $34 million in savings per year for utility, and plans also in the pipeline for hybrid solar projects on some family islands. Cooper tells mobile companies government unhappy with service. Mobile service provider expressed concerns about Starlink. And Bahamas Air, this is good news, Bahamas Air starts direct flights from Fort Lauderdale to Exuma. Got to get the airport right, though. Good to have the flights coming in, but got to get the airport right, Mr. Deputy. Got to get the airport right. But, you know, Petty resigns as water and chair. OPM confirms PM requested. He resigned, he's fired. So what if you come and say, I request and I don't want to resign? Then you fire me. So he was really fired. He was fired for similar things or some kind of things similar to what the former chairman is on trial for. What's in the, I can say it like this, what in the water at the Water and Sewage Corporation? What's in the water? Is the resignation enough? Is the resignation enough, or should there be more? I don't know. You tell me. It's one of your people. And I listened to the show yesterday. You guys had a good conversation yesterday. I want to continue a little bit of that. I want to touch on that. How's things going in West Grand Bahama and Bimini? How you feeling about that? I know they had the advanced polls yesterday. I see COI made some accusations and others made some. I see it getting a little petty. I see some dirt throwing. Is that what the people of West Grand, Bama, and Bimini want? Is that what we want in our campaigns? There's dirt throwing? Or do we want to talk about what you're going to do for the people? You're going to talk about how you're going to make life better in West End and 8 Mile Rock and Bimini and Holmes's Rock and Hannah Hill. What are you going to do there? That's what I'm more concerned about. I mean, if I was a voter, that's what I'd be asking questions about. This mudslinging and all that doing is distracting the people. You want to win because you died, do somebody bad, or you want to win because you're the better candidate? That's the question I have. But that's, y'all tell me what you don't want. I know what I want. We got our first call on the line. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Earl, how you doing?
You ain't give me a chance, because I was on.
But just before you do that, let's polish off this one first.
Okay.
If someone knock on my door in West End today, or wherever I live, one of you, I could tell them I need a fridge, a stove, a TV. I need everything, including dishwasher. I could try to get a new house off them, maybe a new roof.
Why?
Because I know I ain't going to see them for the next 4 years.
But I think you beating some people with some other people's stick because you got some good members of parliament out there who are doing things.
Not everybody.
So who you said? Well, you implement. Now hold on.
I didn't call no names.
But I can ask you: are you telling me Kingsley or Ricardo or Lincoln ain't gonna come back if any one of those three men?
No, I ain't call no name. I just telling you the things you got to do for me. That little T-shirt and ting ain't enough now. You got to build me a new house almost because I know I ain't gonna see you for 4 years, 11 months. But on a serious note, anybody who's just running, I could kind of listen to them. Because anyone who's run for the last 50 years, and I don't have a new hospital in Grand Bahama, it's nothing you really could tell me you could do for me, because if you could do it, you'd have did it, and I'd had a new hospital. You agree?
I agree.
Amen.
Yeah, amen.
So I don't want to see you all. Not a new guy. I can pluck the old guys like chicken. Thoroughly pluck them, and it's winter, they go freeze and probably expire from the cold. But the new guy, I got to sit down and we got a reason.
Is this the new $100,000 guy, or this the other new guy?
Any new guy, oh, sorry, my bad, guy or lady or whatever the person identifies as, because I got Tennille Burrows running.
She's a lady, yes. Nice young lady, too.
Of course.
Very beautiful lady.
So I have to ask any of the new people what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, in what time frame, and how's it going to get done. You're going to give me $100,000? Okay, show me how that happens. But then the two old guys, you ain't even give me a hospital, airport, nothing. Come about what you could do for me. But if you didn't do it, what you can promise me to do it now, eh? A promise is a comfort to a fool. Now let's move on. You say you had to ask me something you knew I was going to weigh in on.
25 megawatt solar plant planned for New Providence in 2024. How realistic is that, Graham? And because one of the things I say, you and I may disagree.
You
on
ain't
a lot
even got to say another word. I was perceptive. Watch this.
Okay.
25 megawatt. How much megawatt does New Providence use right now?
That is the question I was going to ask it. I'm not certain of that.
We usually use around 300 megawatt, and when the Honorable Leslie Miller said, y'all just want to go home and turn on everything. So when we turn on everything, we kind of sweat that 300. So realistically, we should have 400 megawatts, so we'll have a little extra.
Yeah.
What they don't teach you is if we put a solar water heater in every home, Mr. Miller said we'd lower our light bill by 1/3. So if you had a $300 light bill, it would be $200 just from heating water from the sun.
Is that true?
That's a
Is that
fact.
realistic?
I've never been the chairman of BPL, but Mr. Leslie Osborne Miller will call you and tell you that.
No, I'm asking you as a person who's been involved in solar, and who has some interest and who has done some study in this.
100% true.
Is by you turning off your water heater, your water bill drops by 1/3?
That's true, and Mr. Leslie Miller said it as the chairman of BPL, which I've never been, so he verified it. Two things in your house killing you, that water heater and that iron. But this is another show. Maybe you and I could do a show on how to make your house more efficient and save plenty on your light bill without going solar.
Okay.
That's a show, but we move on.
In automatically, the first thing you do is you change them light bulbs, correct?
That's right. You need 400 megawatt. And you proposing 25.
So what is 25 going to do for us? And he said he can save us $34 million. So that means we're spending probably
listen.
close to $340 million, $400 million for fuel and stuff like that.
On CBS TV, 60 Minutes, your leader, Mr. Hubert, the Honorable Hubert, much more most Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis said,
The former prime
we use
minister.
$400 million in fuel a year.
Okay.
So if we put in solar water heaters and saved a third, that'd be $100+ million a year you would be saving. Man, I could help raise the civil servants with that kind of money. But let's move on.
That sounds too good to be true, though. That sounds really, really too good.
Well, you call Mr. Miller and bring him on the show with me any day you want.
No, I'm not
Now,
disputing. I'm not disputing. He said it. I'm saying it sounds too good. Because come think about it. You trying to tell me water heater burns that much electricity?
Yes, water 1,000 watts. That's like 40 100-watt light bulbs.
Wow.
And if you have the tall, big set, you might be burning 8 kW. That's 80 100-watt light bulbs.
But you know what I did?
An
what
electric. You want to hear a bad one? An electric dryer. Child, I got a dryer. An electric dryer burns 56 100-watt light bulbs.
Wow.
5.6 kW.
That's why I go.
See,
I go to
gas.
Superwash. No, I go to
But that's
Superwash.
our energy efficiency show you're going to do in the future. Now,
Let me.
you're supposed to have 400 megawatt to have the country rolling smooth, and you only proposing 25.
Uh-huh.
See, me, I wouldn't set a goal. Who was the former Minister of Environment with Fenton Nemore?
Yeah, but Van Fenton was there. Yeah, before there was
It
some
was
others
Fenton
after.
and who else?
And then Romeo. I think Romeo Fiera was.
No. Anyway, it'll come to me. They set a goal back then of 30% renewable by 2030.
I remember that conversation.
Earl DeVoe?
Earl DeVoe, it was, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that
And
conversation.
so I told Mr. DeVoe, I said, Mr. DeVoe, if you set a goal of 30%, you might achieve 5%. See, I would have set the goal of 150% renewable energy by 2030. You might achieve 50. You set the goal low.
So let me
Just
ask
like
you this.
now,
By setting,
just like
are you
now.
telling me by setting the goal that that's not going to bother to go to 30% or it's unachievable?
No, you never achieve what you set the goal to do.
Point.
You come somewhere under that.
Some people go over
So
though.
put that goal at 200% so you could maybe get 80%.
I want the next
you
caller
set the
to
goal
note.
at 30.
Just
But
tell the
here's the
next caller,
killer.
hold on. Go ahead.
You just did it. You just did it again. You just set the goal at 25 megawatt when you need 400 megawatt. What you should be doing is training BTVI and the University of Bahamas students like you couldn't believe in electrical and in renewable, and have them on this island and every island.
Before
you may achieve-
I let you
Oh.
go, I want to ask you this one question.
Yeah.
Does New Providence have enough space, land, whatever, in order for us to achieve the 300, 400 megawatts in terms of solar?
If you're thinking about where the trees are, could we cut them all down and put solar fields? Your problem with that is you'll pay a carbon fine for
Yes.
cutting
No,
those
I understand
trees.
that. That's why I'm asking you that.
Yes, you do. Put it on every rooftop where the trees have already been cut. Put
Okay.
a 1.5 megawatt system. That's 3 500-watt solar panels on every rooftop, and your daytime energy use will be cut at least by that 30%. And then make everything in this country efficient. When someone wants to buy an air condition, help them get one that burns less electricity.
I got
But
you.
no, we don't want to do that.
No.
One day we'll have the discussion. Maybe it will be at a different prime minister.
On that note, I say good afternoon. Bye.
Have a good one.
You got another caller on the line. Graham can set you up now. Call you on there. How you doing?
Yeah, what you saying, bro?
Right in this corner. You know, my old man say catch you in the corner at a good time. Turn your radio down a little bit. I want you listening to the radio.
Yeah, but I mean, like I hear what I'm saying. But the solar and everything and all that, man, we need to talk about if we get that, how we can when we have so much power, maybe we can send that some of the power back too. If we can start making some money, sending power back to the grid, to send it back to BPL.
I would think that would make sense. I would think that would be if they putting grids on everybody's roof and then you build up so much power, you should be able to at least get credit back towards your bill.
So that's what we have to be looking at too. If we can make some money, if we get it, then everyone, and that's where everyone come out smiling.
Well, and I tell you, I'm telling you this right now. If we're able to bring the electricity bill down in this country, you will see a significant increase in more people making money. because I ain't got to pay that humongous light bill. I can pay my staff a little more dollars.
Yeah, but a lot of these businesses who have their own building, they need to see if they can try at least invest inside some solar panels for their building, so they can make sure that they can stay open.
But I can try to get Graham on one day, because I think the cost of doing it was prohibitive. I mean, I remember one time, and I could be wrong, it's like 10 or 20 grand just to set one house up. So some people may not have that kind of money to set up a business, spend $50,000, $100,000 or whatever the amount is. So that might be the issue. So the government needs to look at some interest-free loans or some grants and stuff like that to help people get to where we need to be.
Yeah, but the thing with it, when you paying some of them business paying $3-4 grand every month on lights, but if you invest in maybe paying a loan or something like that, or you can invest in something where you can get something return back.
Point.
You see what I'm talking about?
I got you.
And the thing with it, the electricity, don't care if you get solar right now, and you still on BPL. The fuel charge is $200. Even if your electricity only is $2, you still got to pay the $202.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You can't run. You still can't run from that.
The surcharge is
you have to come off the grid right away. You have to come off the grid completely.
I got you.
From BPL.
Okay, I got a couple other calls, caller. I appreciate the call. All right. Let me hold on, caller. Let me just read this text. Please inform Graham that the people in West Grand Bahama need jobs and opportunities so they can buy their own homes instead of someone giving them stuff they can't maintain. Solar panels can also be placed on the waters and are mobile. Florida does it. Visionless nation. I don't. Come on, man. How we can be visionless nation if you got to learn these things? Boy, anyway, call you on there. How you doing?
Hey, good day, Pearly. What's up, man?
Hey, Rachel, what you saying?
Yeah, this is the GNN. This is the Ghetto News, man.
Hey, brother.
I'd like to keep it simple.
Yes.
I ain't trying to get too technical. You
Okay.
understand me?
Cool.
As a Bahamian, in all of these years, I am highly, highly disappointed in us as Bahamians in terms of elections.
Okay.
Because for the first 50-year dispensation, Pearly, we've been back and forth, seesaw. We see exactly what these two parties are into. But in the next 50 years, we then start off seesaw, catching crumbs from the table.
Okay.
But getting $2 to buy votes.
So what do you suggest we do?
Brady, if you keep walking through a track road, and every time you walk through, you get sting of it, Warsaw Beach, what you could do the next time? You still going through there? Or you could try to look for an alternate route?
No, I can run the Wassa B. I human. I come into with my whatever it is. I got to get rid of them was. I knock on that nest down.
Well, I know you was a B person, but what I'm saying is the average person, he ain't going through there. He can look for an alternate route.
I got you.
You understand me? And I think
even if the alternate route take him way out his way, be a long, long time and all that, he's still taking an alternate route.
Either take the alternate route or, like you say, go get some help to eradicate or eliminate.
Now you beating around the bush. I can ask you one more time. What you don't say? What you suggest we do?
I think we need to look at other ways of governing this country, because we ain't gonna get no different. You understand me? It's not going to be any different. You see what's going on in the West End and Grand Bahama, right in the front of the Bahamian people's eyes, and they ain't realize what's happening.
And what is that?
Penta could have Ingram retired and Tommy Thanks.
What's wrong with that?
You hear the word I use?
I asking you what is. So what if they retired? Let me ask you a question. Did President Obama go and campaign for Biden? Did President Obama campaign this last election for some people and he retired? Did he do that?
I said, I ain't talking about America. I talking about
No, but you can't see, because it don't fit your purpose. You don't want to talk about America.
No. I don't want to talk with America.
I don't have a problem with Perry Christie going down there to campaign. I don't have a problem with Hubert Ingram, Tommy Turnquest, Hubert Minnis. I don't have a problem with none of them because their party trying to win the seat.
That's in a perfect word. But we know exactly what is going on. Christie and Ingram have to shake hands together in between the FNM and PNC to rise back to the top.
Come on, man. They ain't trying. They old. They 80. They close. Man, they ain't trying to rise back to the top. They come to help. They come to help their prospective sitting leaders win a seat. That's what they come to do.
You think that's what it is?
That's what it is. That is what it is. I ain't letting you come in. You know what I mean? You go now. I ain't letting you come in no conspiracy theory talking craziness.
But ain't no
you honestly
conspiracy,
think at 80 years old, Hubert Ingram wants to be the prime minister of this country again?
Ain't no conspiracy. I told the nation a long time about the divide and conquer.
My question to you is, my question to you is, my brother, my question to you is, you really think at 80 years old, Hubert Ingram, our Perry Christie won't be prime minister again?
Listen, power sweet, son. You don't give a power.
But plenty of other things sweet too, but I can't get plenty of that. I got to go, when it come, and when it don't. I hear you, brother. I hear you. I got two other callers.
We need to change to actually this country because we got a bigger problem.
I don't have a problem changing if we got a better alternative. Not just an alternative. It got to be a better alternative.
All you is ride the same old train and watch what you have to be mandatory that you speak another language and so on and so on.
And that can change if someone else. Then that can change if someone else take over.
You could want to sit there and play crazy. I got two passports, one in for the South.
I hear you.
I'm disappointed in us, man. We letting these people run the same old games on us over
I can say this much.
over again.
I can say this much. I look at the two parties and I don't see an alternative to them too. I don't see that nowhere. Not yet.
Okay, let's take, for example, a person like Tada.
Good person, wonderful person.
Exactly. You wouldn't look at a person like that?
But you know what my recommendation to her is? She ain't and this is all love because I know a person, no luck. She ain't get nowhere as a third entity. Join one of them two parties and bring change from within.
So why don't each constituency look at a person like a Dada and vote them in rather than the status quo two parties?
Because be loyal to our party. And when we loyal to our party, we gonna work with our party. I believe in making change within the party. All us come from the same pot. All us come from the same pot. But guess what? Everyone who was there running supported one of them two parties. But I got 3 other calls. We can talk some more, okay?
Yeah, okay, buddy.
All right, buddy. We can take a quick break, and when we come back, callers, don't go nowhere. Stay right there. I coming to you. I just want to take a quick break because producer them I got to earn this money, and we coming right back to you. Don't go nowhere. This is Pearly filling in for Naughty and Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Your pumpkin favorites are back at Dunkin'. Indulge your pumpkin passion with fresh baked pumpkin spice donuts, mouth-watering muffins, and delightful munchkins. Or sip a Dunkin' pumpkin spice signature latte made with a rich blend of espresso, pumpkin spice, and vanilla flavors, all topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. Available hot or iced, Dunkin' offers the ultimate pumpkin coffee experience. Head to Dunkin' today. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'. Wherever you are in the world, Cleveland Clinic's world-class care is here for you. From Ohio, Cleveland Clinic treats thousands of patients every year. Ranked number 2 in the world by Newsweek, you can trust our caregivers to enhance your experience across each step of your treatment journey. For every care in the world, learn more at clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Go CIBC First Caribbean. We help you
to get what you want this year. Spin the wheel of wishes with a trip for 2 to Miami. Spin the wheel of wishes. You can win loads of cash for Christmas. CIBC First Caribbean.
Win with your approved loan. Visit CIBC FCIB/Wheel of Wishes for more information. Conditions apply.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat. Unlike the no-gets, at KFC, we hand bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets, in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we're back. Welcome. And caller, last caller, I don't want you to think I was being rude or trying to cut you off, but I don't have a problem, and my record is very clear on this. I don't believe in third parties. I don't believe they offer anything. I don't believe they bring anything to the table, because when it comes down to having the finances just to run an election, they ain't have it. And evidence has been there. It's there right now. Caller, I can come to you right now. This can be 1 second. The simple answer to reduce BPL expenses, make it the fuel that BPL purchase duty-free. You said we have to learn. Okay, perfect. You just was on a call with our Bahamian solar expert, Graham. So we did not go out or learn as a people. Why isn't Graham being used to reduce electricity costs? He's a Bahamian expert. Let me hear your excuse. Now, I'm making no excuse, caller. I'm making no excuse. So don't go there. I just saying you could be a visionless nation. That's what I'm concerned. I don't call about what you want to say about anything but the solar. We're not a visionless nation. I'm not going to let you say that, but my Bahamas. Sorry, I'm not going to let you. I agree with the tester that we are visionless, the text of vision, because Graham has been talking about this solar stuff for over a decade. So that at least administration, solar is old tech. We are well behind times as a nation, and it's the lack of sight of our leaders who love to give us things to make us vote for them. We have no vision other than staying in power. I can ask these taxes anything. You know, got solar on your roof? If y'all got the vision too, you could do it. Why is minutes not on the fly? You think the people is watching? I ain't gonna call you on the air. How you doing, caller?
Yes. Hey, how you doing, sir? C. Allen Johnson.
C. Allen, I want you to hold. Let me take it, because me and you and I can talk for a minute. Let me take these other two callers. Put C. Allen on hold for me. Let me take these other callers, and let me come right back to C. Allen. Caller, you on the air.
Hey, Burley.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I listened to your show with some interest. These people come and going back and forth with two parties for 50 years. You point out correctly, when it's convenient for them, they use America. But when you look at the world, very few countries in this world have a three-party system. Everybody have a two-party system.
The ones with the three-party system, you see, Israel do that. They always end up in coalitions, and they always have disrupt and discord in their governments. I always say this. The Americans has been at this 300-plus years, and they still ain't get it right yet. The Europeans been at this over 1,000 years, and they still ain't get it 100% right. Us as a country been at this 50 years. Why do you think we got it right already?
Exactly. And then, you know what I noticed with interest? When you ask them, who is the alternative for the two parties, major parties? They want their say, the COI. You know what I mean? They want their say that. You know what I mean?
But they implying it. They all support. They imply, and that's fine. If that's who you support, then say it. I don't have a problem with who you support. I don't have to agree with who you support.
Thank you.
But that's fine. Thank you, caller. I got a couple other callers to trying to go through quick.
Let me get on the energy quick, man. Energy,
all right, quick then. Go quick.
Okay, the energy. We talking about solar. I'm not solar. LNG is the way to go. And when we had the LNG thing, some of these same people who talk about solar, they was against LNG. Because they were running daily ads that it could blow up the whole.
What we did, our ignorance too, and maybe that caller has a point in saying visionless and that, because we didn't know about it and we had to learn about it. Maybe, okay.
And Jamaica have LNG for 10 years.
Yes.
He's just trying to catch up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And these hypocrites are some of the very people who was against LNG.
I know what you mean.
Okay, have some other call. I'll
Thanks for calling. All right. Got another caller. Caller, you on the air. How you do? Caller, you there? Caller, you on the air. How you do?
Hey, Earl, I just had to call you back quick. Never, ever let someone tell you it's expensive. LNG is the way to go. John Boswick, F&M, and myself spoke in an energy symposium at Hilton with the Chamber of Commerce. He on the floating LNG barge, and I on the solar over a decade ago.
Yes, I know. I remember that. Let me ask you a quick question. How much would it cost to put my house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, pool, on solar?
A lot of things. If I told you what Mr. Christie said in 2016 before the election, free electricity, do you remember that? And we laughed at him,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Do you think he may have spoken to me in 2011 in his house?
That's possible. I know in you, that's possible.
Good. I just going to throw that out there. What if I told you it could be free?
No. I hear that. I just ask you. See, now you beating around the bush on me. What would it cost if I say nothing free and I had to go to my bank account, take money off my account to go buy it? About how much you think I'll have to spend today?
Let's say that it cost 20 grand, 40 grand. Let's say that we had smart politicians that knew how to use the carbon credits to get the credit, the money, to get the solar from Germany, because they would get the credit for the diesel you didn't burn on your roof of your house and your business to bring down your grocery and your living for free. You see, it's very doable.
Okay, I got you.
A decade ago, we explained it, but you guys laughed. Now, Brave Davis is talking about the credit, and C. Allen, who you're going to right now, will tell you how you can use those carbon credits to get free solar.
Okay.
I gone on that one.
Take care, my brother. C. Allen.
Yes.
Just before you start, let me read these couple of texts quick, okay?
Okay.
Yes, I do have solar. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Pearly, we vote government in. Why are they not doing things to better the small man? Then you vote them out. The PM had to go to Saudi Arabia to have Arab money climate talks and has no time for petty issues. Point extent. The deputy prime minister went to Saudi Arabia, didn't he? I don't think the prime minister went. I don't think the prime minister went. I think the deputy prime minister was there and the minister for Grand Bahama went. Mr. Thompson, no one want to see Menace. He has done and need to go home. And somebody put 40,000. Okay. C. Allen, talk to me.
Yeah, just let me first say the Prime Minister is in Saudi Arabia. He's selling them bullets so they can continue to shoot at us.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So what he's doing is that, what they did is invited Cara Kalman to come up there so they could buddy them up, before the big meeting, the big bang bang. And, so like you say, I just give you a little this. See, if you see, don't worry about me shooting. If you just sell me some bullets. And so it's done. I wish Graham one day would answer the question. I'm not going to answer what I say, because I do my research. But,
I know you do.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The problem is that, let's use, for instance, the water heater. On average, it's probably about 18%. Leslie Miller just picked some numbers out of the air, and Graham somehow believed because he was once a former person, he repeated. LNG is garbage in, garbage out. Imagine, right? Where does LNG come from? That's like saying, I'm sorry, I don't want gas because, it's warming the world. Give me diesel.
Yeah.
So, but when you talk about what is needed for LNG and the cost for the Bahamas, like for your house, right, the first thing you have to do is first to find out how could you do reduction. And that's including insulation, sealing your windows, appliances, and all of those different things, because those things will be beneficial to you. And for instance, like for me, I reduced my consumption, and I keep 3 500-watt computers on. I haven't turned them off since July 12th of 2016.
You told me that. And your light bill is manageable.
Under 200. So I'm saying to you, if you reduce consumption to such a point, it'll make and that's with our light bill now, with our current bill. It'll make no economic sense for you to go spend $500 a month to get rid of a $200 a month bill.
Point.
Okay? So there's a whole bunch of variables for you if it's anything else. But the best thing we can do is, if you want to look at what it costs, it takes about 5 square miles to generate the number of electricity what you need for New Providence, including some growth, considering that every single year technology expands. Everything you plug into the wall and walk around with actually gets it from the grid.
Yeah.
So, but when you talk about 5 square miles, you can look at reduction. You can look at South Beach, 5 square miles is right there. But when you talk about green energy, you're not talking exclusively solar, because understand, solar is going to be a major problem for us, considering that we don't have years when we need to replace these things. So when we start talking about these things, especially our leadership, we have to talk about it in context of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road. And if we are to have that conversation, let's simply say, let it make sense.
Make it make
okay?
sense.
And I'll bring all your solar experts and all your other people. They've been talking for 30 years, and even I hear people who say they've been talking about technology for before it was even invented. I mean, wonderful way of doing things. But we have an issue. We have an energy problem. Okay, even when you have people talk about the thing from South America, those bills that Leslie Miller said that we had lower fuel bill from Venezuela. No, they wasn't giving us lowest fuel bill. You know what they said? Give us a deposit and pay us the balance 20 years later.
Yeah.
Is that like a lower fuel bill, or that's delayed payment?
That was delayed payment. That would have been lower then, but it catches up now. So
there
that's like paying it on the back end.
So we can solve our energy problem. The problem is that what you have is almost a $2 billion legacy debt. If you was to calculate the $10 million a month we pay just on interest alone on a loan, then you have to anticipate it has to be between $1.5 to $2 billion worth of loans that's outstanding. That's hitting. No one wants to take the hit and brings that to our national debt and surrender the power generation to a sovereign wealth fund. Now you hear people talk about the sovereign wealth fund, but they don't understand that sovereign wealth fund is not necessarily one thing, no more than when you say the consolidated fund is one bank account. It could be hundreds.
Yeah.
And so, but you have to understand what is it you're demanding. But of what happens is, let's imagine this. Let's pretend we're going with solar. We got the 5 miles of energy generation. Now, it costs $1 million per megawatt. So that's $300 million we have to spend. Maybe let's throw in some money, but let's say we pretend we're not getting power. So we're spending $300 million, $360 million a year for fuel. So that means if we used to go and finance solar energy from fuel, that means we could pay for that solar energy plant in 6 years, right?
Yeah.
So we have now reduced our consumption to less than 5 cents per kilowatt for power generation. And so, but it's not a simple thing as we have the talking heads talk about. And I say to people is that, I try to do my research, and a lot of people say I talk about everything. No, sometimes I say so much in so little time, it takes you 20 minutes to digest. And I stay within the lane of what I know. I don't know all things, but I do know some things.
And one of these days we're gonna. And this has been an issue. We're gonna dedicate a whole show that's to talk about this, and maybe get you to come down and Graham to come down and have a nice conversation.
Right.
Have you been watching the West Grand Balmain elections?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
And what you see going on? What's your views?
And I see desperation, and I'm disappointed that I saw a daily newspaper resorted to actually being, not The Guardian, but the Tribune resorted to being a tabloid magazine, carrying some information that could have been very easily verifiable. I'm not talking about Ujama scam or whatever happened, because it wasn't as if Mr. Bishop had anything to do with initiating into the Bahamas. I've had former MPs at that time in 2020 and current MPs of PLP and FNM, leaders in the country, including church leaders, who called to ask me about all of these different things. And I told them then, the numbers doesn't work. But it's a collective type environment that came through, and just like the loom, it went through the entire country. But let me talk about more so, and I'm sure your newsroom is listening. They would know that you trust but verify. Okay, now let's look at the voicemail that accompanied the accusation was made in the Tribune. And based on that voicemail, the person says that they were providing proof that was sent to them, right? But the problem is, if you actually read the bank statement, it says that it was a withdrawal, not a deposit. And it has RBC ATM, and it has a couple other ATM there of withdrawal. But you know what's amazing? This particular ATM withdrawal actually lists the person that he was going to give it to and the company that he was going to give it to. I mean, he must have had a glitch in the matrix that day, that he went to the RBC ATM and they asked him, "Who will you be giving this money to?"
Okay? I found that kind of interesting, trying to figure out. I saw ATM withdrawal, and this didn't look right to me, but I'm not an expert.
So I'm not going to call the person name. There's a lot of demerits around, right?
Okay.
Listen to me. If the demerit came to me and showed me his passport with Fred as a witness, I'll question it. That's right. See, I know him. I know his thing. If you take him, if this is true, then what he said about Brave Davis 2 or 3 weeks ago is true, that Brave Davis needs to resign, that he's a drunkard and this and all this other stuff. This is the same person. So the problem is,
he's making alleged that don't fall, and you can't. Okay.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that here it is that you have some clippings. You know, if I was the Guardian, if I was working for the Guardian or the Tribune, I'd say send me the email. You already state who you are in your voicemail and everything, right? Just tell me, do it out. But clearly, I'll be able to verify that these two emails didn't come from the same thing. Look at the variations of the font. Look at the information that's omitted between the two emails that has been shared and everything else, and the Tribune carry these verbatim. You understand? I'm gonna write them concerning it.
Please
and
do.
This is pure garbage. That I'm surprised that you have the deputy speaker and a chairman of the board that's been basically accused of borderline fraud, right?
Yeah.
And questions integrity, and a fake voice note and some things didn't carry the front page. I thank the Guardian for carrying the front page, because it goes to governance.
Yes.
Because he should actually do more to resign, because we have to question his ability and ethics inside as being the deputy speaker of the House.
See, Alan, I'm running out of time. This producer jumping up and down,
But I'm
waving at
simply
me,
saying
telling me
that-
break.
I'm saying this. Let me just end saying this.
Okay.
The problem is that the Progressive Liberal Party, right, my party, has seemed to run out of being able to run on our record all what we intend to do, or actually even noon what Obadiah wanted to do. So we now have the surrogates out. And if we actually knew what Obi was going to do, we would say it. And if we would read the blueprint for change, it's a wonderful blueprint. And in the absence of that, I hope Mr. Pintard, under this supposedly new leadership and new vision, will actually prepare us for the 21st century. Because clearly my party ain't ready yet.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Our caller don't go nowhere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll take that last call after this break and we'll wrap up. This is Pearlie filling in for Naughty Talking Heads. Hot show today.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Juicy fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and a hot buttery biscuit for only $5. That's genius! Part of the KFC Genius menu, the KFC $5 snack box delivers on flavor and value. Need to feed more than one? KFC's Great Picks has got you covered. Packed with 4 thighs and 4 legs, fried to golden perfection, plus 4 buttery biscuits for only $20. More genius! Hungry for deals? The Genius menu at You're Lickin' Good.
You've tried everything. ASUS with your mother's cousin's sister's auntie, and even hiding your money under your mattress. But is your money safe? Your Bahamian dollar deposit in a member bank or credit union is insured up to $50,000. If anything happens, your deposit up to the insured value will be returned to you thanks to Deposit Insurance. Visit Deposit Insurance Corporation at www.dic.bf.
Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are now inviting passengers on board for the new JetBlue CIBC First Caribbean credit card. Earn up to 30,000 bonus TrueBlue points with your first transaction and earn on everyday purchases. Plus, get up to 10,000 anniversary bonus points every year after. Please fasten your seatbelts and prepare for takeoff. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/JetBlue for more information on where Blue can take you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we're back. This is Pearlie filling in for Naughty. We got a caller. Hold on, let me just read these texts and I can take your call, okay? How do we get soda cheap? Please tell us, normal people. Language man. He says we're going to talk about that one day because we're going to make this an issue. When BPL finished with the skullduggery fuel charges, my bill is about $400. I have a fuel surcharge bill of $100 plus and another fuel bill of $150 and then another fuel something bill of $54, totaling $400. Got to be kidding me. The PLP is on their last leg. What next will they try? Call you on the air. What's happening?
A pleasant good afternoon, Pearlie.
Sparky, you got 1 minute because I got 2 other callers.
I know I have 1 minute, man. Yeah. I don't understand the unfairness you all fellas do.
Sparky, you can talk to me or you can row me.
I can row you, but you can hang up if you want me row. You man, I can row, eh?
Sparky, my time is 4:58. I got 2 minutes and 3 callers.
The thing is, why you don't give Graham and C. Allen their own show?
But they say the same thing with Sparky. They say the same thing with you. The people that tell me why I let you run on long.
But you don't let me run on long. I only have 30 seconds.
Well, talk to me because you done waste 30 at the 1 minute.
so he's Ralph Blake now.
I love you, man. You know that. What you say?
Anyway, you know, for years I've been sitting around here. I mean, year after year, every 5-year session. And as much people be sent off to these universities and schools, accountants, lawyers, doctors, engineers, and everything. Still, Peter, we still can't do nothing without bringing in foreign and consultants to tell us what to do. We can't even run our own electricity place. We can't run the supermarkets. We can't run nothing. And all we can do is run to the polls every 5 years to elect people who can't run nothing.
I hear you.
We keep doing it over and over.
We
and all
get
we do is talk about the same thing over and over on these talk shows, and nothing ever changes. Graham got all the know-how about some solar and everything. This one got all the know-how about LNG. Everybody got all the know-how about everything, and all we hear is every year we going deeper, deeper, deeper in hole and can't climb ourselves out the swamp.
I hear you. Loud
When
and
we
clear.
can start doing something in our country instead of talking about what we're doing wrong. The church corrupt. The social service corrupt. The government, everybody we have now, everybody seems to be corrupt. Everybody going there. Just about half the people in the House of Assembly got court case going to court.
Sparky, it's 5 o'clock. I got to run. I hear you loud and clear, brother. Thank you for calling. Hey, interesting 1 hour. This is Pearly. I've been filling in for Naughty, and the 1 hour, this has made my day. This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM Talking Heads. When we come back, we talking sports. We get flag football coming in to talk, and we see what happened last year. And we actually got some players in today, so that's going to be fun. See you soon.
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Kalina Insurance Limited, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Grand Bahama News, John's Department Store, Jerkers Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
And welcome back to Talking Heads. This is your boy Pearly filling in for Naughty. Guess we come to talk some sports now. This is the part I really, really like. This is why I can't get in too much trouble because I can defend my route. But let's just look at what's going on the sports page first. Oh, you want to call in 323-6232. That's 323-6232. Or 325-4316. 325-4316. 325-4259. 325-4259. Toll free 242-300-5720. Let's say it again, 242-300-5720. And text line powered by BTC 422-4796. That hour gone just now was something else. I enjoyed that though. I had fun. Even though some people mad at me, but that's all right. I tell you before, I don't believe in third parties, and I can stick to that's my story, and I stick into that. Okay? That's my story. Okay, let's look at what's happening in oh, we supposed to do things. What we supposed to do first? Bahamian sports, or we supposed to do today in sports history? I don't even know what Naughty got me doing. We can do Bahamian sports, and we're going to come back today in sports history. What's in the headlines in the sport? Bahamians win at Junkanoo Bowl. McTaggart, Mandu come out on top in boys and girls finals. Reno to retire at home next month. Mingo's spare Great White remains unbeaten at 2-0. You know, our University of Bahamas sports program is really, really starting to develop into something nice, and they're really doing some good things there. So I want to say hats off to the sports director, hats off to the coaches and all that. You're really developing, you're developing a really, really good program. You're getting athletes, and you're getting athletes who prefer to stay home. To do it. So I like that. I think that's wonderful, and I encourage that, and I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. We got our usual people here today. We get flag football here today. Where Mafi?
Mafi off the island, man. Her son is playing a baseball tournament. Yeah, she's off the island. Her son is playing in a baseball tournament. this weekend in Florida.
Okay. So she's off doing she's really what you call a soccer mom or baseball mom or football mom, whatever you want to call it.
A sports mom.
Boy, listen, that was always my job.
Yeah.
That was always my job, doing that, running around, picking up and dropping off and going to all the spots. But let's do today's sports issue just before we talk fly, because we got some really good, we got athletes with us today. We ain't talking to the coaches, we ain't talking to the organizers, we talking to the athletes. And we got athletes in the 9U, the 13U, and the 14U. Is that that's the age groups? I'm correct?
Correct.
Okay, let's look at today's sport. Today is Thursday, November 16, 2023. Today in sports history, in 1926, the New York Rangers played their first game in the NHL. They beat the Montreal Maroons 1-0. In 1957, Jim Brown of the Cleveland Browns set an NFL season rushing record of 1,163 yards after only 8 games, the greatest. In 1958, Bill Russell of the Boston Celtics set a new NBA record when he got 32 rebounds in the first half of a game. In 1969, U.S. President Nixon became the first president to attend a regular season NFL and National Football League NFL game while in office. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Washington Redskins 41-28. In 1982, it was announced that the NFL and its players had a tentative agreement to end their 57-day strike. I remember that. In 1994, Major League Soccer announced that it would start its inaugural season in 1996. And in 1997, Morton Anderson, New Orleans Saints, became only the 5th player in NFL history to reach 1,600 career points when he kicked an extra point. He's probably considered one of the greatest kickers of all time. In 1998, Roger Clemens of the Toronto Blue Jays at the time became the first pitcher to win 5 Cy Young Awards. I think Roger picked for the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Toronto. He might have pitched for one other team as well. The sports quarter today, a life of frustration is inevitable for any coach whose main enjoyment is winning. Chuck Noll, Pittsburgh Steelers. Then you got someone who only used to win. Yeah, but Bill Belichick going through hell right now.
Boy, he's having a hard time.
Yeah, and I don't feel it. Now, so, you going to tell me what's up? You can tell me that loud. Ain't nobody be mad if you tell me that. Let's see here. Our players. I can let them tell me about themselves themselves. I don't need you to tell me their names. I always, because, we can start from young, or you start from pretty to ugly. Which one?
Depends who you ask. He think he got everything down pat.
Let's start from the youngest. What's your name, young man? And tell me, what do you play and who do you play for?
My name is Shinaldo King. I like sports and I play for Coach Iron.
Coach Iron? I hear you know the end zone very well. I hear you next Bo Jackson. Any truth to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you love playing football?
Yes, sir.
You hope to be an NFL player one day?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this key question now. Who you pull for? Who do you pull for in the NFL? Which is your NFL team?
KC.
The Kansas City Chiefs. So you expect a repeat in the Super Bowl this year?
Yes, sir.
They got a big game Monday night against Philadelphia, hey?
Big indeed.
Big game. Okay. Young man, who are you?
Nathan King.
Oh, that's the famous Nathan King.
Yes, sir.
Every time you touch the ball, that's almost a touchdown. Any truth to that?
Yes, sir.
Who do you play for and how old are you?
I am 13 years old and I play for Coach Moss.
And what school do you go to?
Noble Preparatory.
I didn't ask you what school you go to, Brother King. What school do you go to?
Garvin Tynes.
Garvin Tynes. Okay, what grade are you in?
5.
Grade 5. Is football the only sport you play?
No, sir.
What else you do?
Track, baseball.
All-around athlete.
Football.
So you say what grade you say you in again? Grade 5? So what grade 7? Which school you plan on going to for grade 7? Anatol? We need to talk to you about another school further south, further in the east, Somewhere in Fox Hill, You go to the other Catholic school. Aquinas is the other Catholic school. You want to go to the better Catholic school.
Yes, sir.
Tell mommy sock is the word, okay?
Boy, you sure pulling for your sock.
What grade are you in, young man?
I'm in grade 9.
Grade 9?
Yes, sir.
And everything's good. Grades good?
Yes, sir.
3 point?
Yes, sir.
Because one of the challenges that foreign athletes have is them grades. Keep the grades up, then the schools can run behind you. And with the moves you got to talk to mommy about getting you to play high school football
Well, Pearlie,
There's a high school in West Palm Beach called Cardinal Union.
I'll tell you, I mean, to be a part, well, not to be a part, but a part of our program too is that we do also focus on the schooling aspect.
Okay.
And a number of the parents, if their kids happen to be having a challenge in school, they usually communicate it with us. And so we kind of manage it.
Okay.
And because they love playing the sport, they kind of use it as a means of, hey, you got to get your grades up to play.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I know of at least one of our athletes right now who had to sit a couple of weeks out just because his grades wasn't where his parents wanted to be, and so until he gets it back up to par. But
That's
looks like looks like he's going to be back for championships.
That's
based on the feedback we would have gotten today.
That's wonderful because
yeah.
I always tell athletes there's only one hamstring, one ACL, one meniscus tear away from losing all. So if you got it up here, they can never take that away from you. And you use up here. You use down here your legs to get what you need in your head. And you use your athleticism to get into school and make sure you come up with a degree. So continue to do well, okay? Yes, sir. The prettiest, we got to go with the prettiest place in last, right? And I think she might be from a really good place. That's fine. What's your name right there?
My name is Hannah Ritchie.
And who do you play for?
I'm on Team Cheval.
And what age group is that?
That's 14 to 17.
Okay. And what school do you go to?
St. Augustine.
Oh, see? I told her the minute she walked in this door, my spirit take to her. I said, I couldn't figure out why until she told me she's from the best school in the world. Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
And how do you find, as a female playing football, you play for is it all female or they're mixed in this league?
No, they're mixed.
They're mixed? So you play with boys?
Yes.
And how do you feel? Is it challenging? Somebody tell me you had a toe tap catch the other day.
I did. They definitely push me a lot. And what I like the most is I think it's really fun to see the new players come. So they don't really know. So a lot of them, they look at me like, oh, she's a girl, I don't got to worry about it. And you could hear their coaches on the sidelines be like, don't underestimate her. So it's really fun to see that they're shocked. They're like, oh, she could do something. Like, I got to actually, put some work in, and that's really fun to see.
Let me ask you this, because she's cute. So the fellas could try cut up at you. Any of them try cut up and you just got to embarrass them on the field?
Honestly, I've never really had any experiences like that. Okay. It's quite I don't notice any. You couldn't really tell the difference.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's really good. So this is something. How long you've been playing?
I've been playing since the league started. I think in 2016.
Okay, so you're a veteran.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a part of the deception she was talking about. So the newer players would not be aware that she's a skilled player.
Yeah.
And so as a result, and it happened in the game, and that's how she got, they were actually guarding on the toe tap catch on touchdown on Saturday. But that's generally what kind of happens. They figure, oh, it's a female. She can't catch. She doesn't know how to play. They're new, not knowing she's been playing the game for quite some time. And she's actually, like I said to you, she's actually on our high school traveling team. And she will be part of the team that is playing in Texas at Nationals in December.
Have you played before? Have you traveled before?
I have. I did not go last year. I'm not sure why. I was on the traveling team last year. I was supposed to go, but I ended up not going. So the only time I ever traveled as a team would be when we went to New York, and that was in June.
Okay.
We went to New York.
Okay. Bo, I can call you Bo Jackson. Oh, what nickname they give you on the football field? Is that what? You just smash people cheering up.
Yes, sir.
So, tell me, how long you've been playing?
I've been playing from, I could say, 2018, 2019.
Okay. Have you traveled with the teams before?
Yes, sir.
And how was that experience?
It's a great experience. It's new competition, and it opens up your mind to, different players and how people actually react. So, it's been a good experience.
Okay. I didn't ask you. I asked you, what's your favorite football team? You said Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Yes, sir.
And what's your favorite football team, Miss Ritchie?
Pittsburgh.
The Steelers. Somebody called you the other day, said iron curtained up, and they said, they think it's a little rusty right now. We'll see. And what team do you pull for?
What did I say?
You ain't sure what team you pull for?
The Dolphins.
But if I'm not mistaken, that's not the Chicago Bears. It's Tommy. Okay.
No. Which Bears is that?
Okay.
Sweet Bears.
Okay. I got you. So you like the Dolphins. Who you like on the Dolphins?
The best player on the team, Tyreek Hill.
You like Tyreek? You model your game behind him?
Yes, sir.
So you do the peace sign too when you run behind people, when you run past people?
I don't I'm trying to celebrate like that.
You know?
Now, I will say, Pearly, this little young gentleman here, Shinaldo King, who's only 9 years old, is guilty of putting the peace sign on people when he runs past them.
Oh, Shinaldo, that's what you do?
Yes, sir.
And you get that from Tyreek?
Yes, sir.
So why didn't you come with Tyreek from Kansas City over to Miami?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. So how many times you put this peace sign on other players?
That was the first time.
Yeah.
Well, he got a 15-yard penalty for doing it the first time.
It was worth it, though.
He wasn't in it anymore. And since then, they've developed a team celebration dance now. So,
Oh, really?
So they've converted from the peace sign.
So they're allowed to do the dance in the end zone afterwards?
Yeah, they're allowed to celebrate, but
Okay.
disrespecting other players is definitely not tolerated
Okay.
at all. Even though he was doing it to about 3 players because he outran them all after catching a pass over about 3 of them.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, he would have.
But if he get a peace sign to his own team, that's still a penalty?
Well, I don't think he'd be doing it to his own team. It's usually reserved for
Yeah, who
when
you run
kinda-
past.
Yeah, when you've already outrun a
So it sounds like you got a little bit of speed there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I will say, Pearly, if I can, just a little bit about each of these players. So Nathan, like he said, would have been playing on our traveling team for the last couple of years. Phenomenal player. I mean, he plays very, very hard on the field. Probably plays with probably the most grit of all of our players. I mean,
Okay.
real hard. I know last year we were playing on an artificial turf surface. And I mean, this guy was sliding. He had strawberries all over himself.
Wow.
But that's just how he plays. Very, very hard. Han, on the other hand, very same way. Very deceptive because you think she's a female.
Yeah.
She has no.
No, we know she's a female. You
But
think.
at the same
You think
token,
because she's a female, she
they
don't have
kinda-
them
they kind of
skills?
discount her.
Okay.
And her coach used it to his advantage.
I don't blame it.
During games.
Okay.
Shinaldo King here, on the other hand, he's just gifted and just natural in terms of his play. He can catch, definitely very deceptive, and then of course he's fast. It's because of players like him, Shaquille Thurston, Trey Campbell, a number of them that we're now forced to create a 9U traveling team next year
Wonderful.
to represent at these tournaments because
Wonderful.
we just have a gifted crew of kids in that pool now. Mackay Burrows, a number of them. So we'll definitely be adding to our traveling teams next year just based on just to see the younger kids who have now developed in the program.
So when y'all go in December, you're only taking 2 teams?
No, in December we're taking 3 teams.
Which age groups?
When we travel and play in the U.S., you have to play by the specific age bracket.
Okay.
So like how we have a 6 to 9 grouping we do here and let them play in a pool. In the U.S., it's very specific to the age. So we have a 13U team that's competing, a 14U team that's competing, and then what we call a 17U team, or they call it high school.
So when you
that's
say
competing.
13, that's 13 and under.
13 and under, yes.
And
So
then-
they would have to have been 13 or younger as of January 1 this year to be
2023.
eligible. Yes, to be eligible for that team.
So if they're turning 14 this year,
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
One-
In that tournament, like before when the tournament was January, sometimes in your 13U division, because like I said, the tournament is usually held in January, mid-January. A kid can actually be 15 playing in the 13U division because I can be 13 January 1. My birthday is January 10th. So I'd be 14 January
And then
10th. Next year, the tournament isn't playing until mid-January. I actually turn 15.
So
it
if they're
happens.
12-year-old, they can play with the 13-year-old?
Yes, you can
Okay.
always play up, but it's
Okay.
just that it restricts the ages of the limit. So in other words, you would, whatever age you are on January 1st of the year, that you're playing, that is what age bracket you can compete in.
Let me ask Madam Ritchie something here. You're playing with high school boys and
Yes.
girls. Or
Yes, technically.
are these kids also playing tackle football, or these kids who just because they don't play tackle football, they play flag?
Oh no,
the ones who play in the States.
Most of those kids who are playing are multi-sport athletes, and when they come on the field, especially in the high school division, there's no ifs, ands, and buts that they're athletes. Their legs are probably bigger than mine. You can see they're playing tackle football. You can see that they're running track. They're obviously in also a workout regimen and plan.
How physical does it get? I mean, for as a wide receiver, that people been physical with you, like rough you up, push you down.
Well, really, you can't do that per se. I mean, obviously, people sometimes they collide, they run into each other. That happens a lot. It's not hard to get injured, but if you're planning on doing that, I would say you're gonna have to pretend that you didn't mean to do it. It has to look accidental.
Understood.
So, like, you can't actually go there and be physical. That's the point of the flags, to try and keep
Keep him.
the injury is to a minimum.
So how do they block? How does the offensive line block?
And that's what I'm saying. For this flag football 5-on-5, this is non-contact. That's what she's getting at. So the contact is not allowed. And if you are physical with somebody beyond the point, you actually get a 15-yard personal foul penalty.
No rushing the quarterback.
You can rush the quarterback, but they all wear flag belts. So the objective is the play ends when you deflag the player. That's
No, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm playing defense and I'm going to rush the quarterback, how does the other stop you from getting to the quarterback?
cannot stop you.
You just got to be a quicker quarterback.
Yes, and you're rushing from 7 yards back. So you have to go back 7 yards from the line of scrimmage to start your rush.
Oh, so you got to pedal back and then you can start your rush.
The official will mark the 7-yard spot. So you have to start from 7 yards back. And then in most cases, the quarterback is going to be in shotgun, another 7 yards back.
So that's 14 yards.
14 yards or so, however far he wants. I've seen in the adult league, some guys are 15 yards back because the players are so fast. And the ball is snapped almost like a punter. Very fast.
What percentage of the plays are pass and run?
It's a mixture. Okay. And then depending on which age bracket you're playing. So normally in the younger age bracket, you have more of a run game because they're less developed. But like I said, in these guys here, they're very developed for their age, which is why we're putting the team together. They pass. Shaquille throws the ball to him all the time. He throws it to Trey, other guys who can actually catch in their division. But in younger division, you get more of a run game. As you kind of move it up, you get more of a pass game. And what they do sometimes, like when you're using kids like Nathan and maybe like an Aiden Moss, who can probably run and throw the ball, the quarterback could get the ball, give it to another player in the backfield, and they have the option to either pass or run. So it all depends. They will react to what you're doing. If you start dropping back for the pass, they'll take off and run.
A lot of ROP.
If you now try exactly, so if you now start to come at me, then they'll make the pass downfield as well. So it's a mixture. It just depends on the defense you're going up against that determines what happens. But there's a pretty fair amount of passing and running. Passing probably weighs a little bit more into it. But, you know.
You do a lot more running or catching?
It depends on... Sorry. Usually I do more of the catching, but it depends on how far we are from the end zone or the first down or whatever my coaches decide. So I could play either running back or receiver. So...
And you just do catching. You just the wide receiver. You do any sweeps, anything like that?
As a wide receiver, my main routes, a lot of times, I tell them not to, but a lot of times they want to send me downfield, or I might just be like a distraction, like a decoy. I'm almost never a running back. The only experience I really had as a running back was when I was in the women's league. But I'm mainly just a wide receiver.
You intend to play in the women's league this year?
Yeah, this will be my second year. I started last year on Jason's team.
She has no choice. She
Which team is that?
My team.
What's the name of your team?
Phoenix Fire.
I'm an Avengers fan, sorry.
Yeah. They actually beat us in the championship.
I know. It's my team. You should go to the Avengers. We could work it out. I know some people there. Yeah, I only tease.
But just get back to your question with Nathan as well about the running as well.
Uh-huh.
In the game as well, there are what we call no run zones. So once you're within 5 yards of scoring or 5 yards of a first down, you cannot run the ball.
Okay.
So, and the rationale for that is because the rush is coming from 7 yards. So,
so you'd be an automatic first down.
Exactly.
Okay. So you have if it's third and 4, you have to pass.
Yeah. Well, how it's set up in this league is that you only have a 40-yard field. So you have 20 yards. So you're going to the 20, and then you have 20 yards to score. So it's a 40-yard field. So you got 4 attempts to get to the 20.
Okay.
And then 3 attempts to score.
So if you make it to the 25, then you have to.
Yeah. When you have 25, it goes first and goal. You get 3 attempts. Once you pass midfield, you got 3 attempts to score. So the game is very fast and it's probably more pass oriented. But run plays definitely develop out of that as well.
Okay. Anybody y'all want to say hello to anybody? Because I know your family listening. You want to say hello to anybody? No? You're out. You ain't want to say hi, Sherry, nobody like that? No? Okay. All right.
Wow.
All right.
Well, Pearlie, if I can, just before we close, I'll put a quick plug in. Of course, all of these kids here, I mean, with the exception of Shinaldo, will be traveling next month to World Championships in San Antonio, Texas. And this Saturday, of course, we're hosting a fundraiser, South at the field where we play at the Sports Center. So persons who may want to support us can do so. We'll be there from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Sports Center, having chicken turkey, and pig feet sauce. No
Okay.
sheepdog,
And unfortunately, I'll be off the island. Well, how late you going till?
We'll only be there from 8 a.m. till 11 a.m. because we do have games starting.
11, okay.
We have games starting
Yeah,
at
I
11
don't think
a.m.
I
as
get
well.
back into but 12.
Okay. We may still be there, but...
I want house.
Yeah.
Happy to have you here again this week. We look forward to next week. Anything else you want to say?
Anything, Shinaldo?
No? It's been fun. I have 3... And listen, as much as I love talking to you and Muffy, bring them back. Bring some more athletes back again.
We'll definitely bring another crew of athletes of our shining stars. We'll select some from this week's games.
Okay.
And definitely have them next week to get different perspectives.
Okay. Well, that's it. Bahamas Youth Flag Football. We talk to them every Thursday. We get a lot of information, and we're encouraging our young people to be more athletic. And the good thing about this program is you got to have the grades to stay in the league, and that's most important. With your academics, you can get anything you want. Young lady, gentlemen, it was a pleasure to have you here. When you go back, tell the principal you see one, Mr. Thompson, all right? Okay. She might smile. It's been Pearly filling in for Naughty here on Talking Heads. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. When we come back, we can talk a little bit of football. We can talk a little bit of basketball. We got a game tonight, and then we'll do our picks. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back.
Your pumpkin favorites are back at Dunkin'. Indulge your pumpkin passion with fresh baked pumpkin spice donuts, mouth-watering muffins, and delightful munchkins. Or sip a Dunkin' pumpkin spice signature latte made with a rich blend of espresso, pumpkin spice, and vanilla flavors, all topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. Available hot or iced, Dunkin' offers the ultimate pumpkin coffee experience. Head to Dunkin' today. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
At Kalina, we want to be a part of your journey. Come, share your dreams and goals with us. Whether you're getting married, planning for that new home, switching careers, counting down to retirement, or simply wanting more confidence for life, we are here to listen. Let's plan for tomorrow, today. No pressure, just a chat between friends. Visit Kalina.com and connect with an agent today. We are waiting to hear your story.
Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. With the new JetBlue CIBC First Caribbean credit card, you're cleared for takeoff to a world of incredible benefits and perks. Use your card and earn up to 2 times True Blue points on everyday purchases. Get your first check back free and travel to your next vacation faster. Apply for the JetBlue CIBC First Caribbean credit card today at CIBCFCIB.com/JetBlue.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we're back. This is Pearly filling in for Naughty. We got the last few minutes of our show talking sports. I had a wonderful conversation with young athletes. And that's the kind of stuff I like. That's the kind of stuff I like to have. You got young kids who are playing different sports other than this track and field or basketball. There's flag football. Pretty beautiful young lady who plays against boys and they're very deceptive because they think she can't play because she's a girl and she outshines a lot of young guys. You know. So what's happening in sports? Some interesting things happening out there. First of all, you know, in college football, Jim Harbaugh has been suspended 3 games. And apparently, he will serve the rest of the 3-game suspension, and the Big Ten will end his investigation. I guess that will be that. I guess if he fights it any longer, they'll push it longer. So they've got a game with I think Michigan State is it they got this weekend, and then they got a big game with Ohio State that he's not going to be there for. But if they're prepared, they got a young black 30-something-year-old offensive coordinator who acted as interim head coach, and he did a pretty good job against Penn State. So it's going to be interesting to watch that. Is he going to be back to Michigan next season, or will he just take a ride and get out the game? You know, that's something we need to watch and see. For those of you who are football fans, the rankings came out yesterday. Georgia jumped over Ohio State into number 1. So you got the Georgia's number 1. You've got Ohio State is number 2. We've got Michigan as number 3. Florida State is number 4, and Washington as number 5. They're the 5 undefeated teams. And then I think Oregon is an 8-1 team that's right behind it. And I think they will have a game against Washington State. And then I think if Washington State wins out, I think they'll be in the top 4 because you're going to have a loss between Ohio State and Michigan because they play each other. I think the loser of that team at that game is going to be kicked out of the top 4, and Washington would slide right in there. And I think that's what's going to happen. So Washington has the hold on. They'll have to beat Oregon. But I like that. I like that quarterback they got. I like that team they got. And that Washington team is a really good team. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm excited about it. I love college football. And this is the time it really gets good. Thanksgiving next week. Big games next week. So it's going to be good. I see the Oakland A's after 56 years in Oakland. 56 years in Oakland. In a couple of years, they embarrassed my Dodgers, and I think the 74 World Series. They're moving. They're moving to Las Vegas. They still got some things to work out. The Owners Association, or the owners and the intermeetings has approved the move. So they're gonna be moving over to Las Vegas. They didn't quite say when this move will happen. They didn't give us the details, or maybe I missed it and didn't quite see it there. But they're going to be moving. They're excited about it. Las Vegas is becoming a mecca for professional sports. So they've got the Las Vegas Raiders there. They've got the Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA team, which is the defending 2-time champions. Now they're moving the Oakland A's, going to be the Las Vegas A's. And don't be surprised if an NBA team ends up there. Don't be surprised. So in Las Vegas, they're building these big, brand new, beautiful stadiums that are attracting people, and they're filling them up, and they're making money. So, is that good? Because, some people don't because of the gambling and all that like that. So I don't know. So we know that the A's will be there through the 24th season because they do have a contract with them, so they have to be there. So they could probably move by the 2025 season if they're building a new stadium, if it's ready in time or not. So I don't know. They're 4-time World Series champions. They won 3 straight, 72, 73, and 74, and they beat my Dodgers in 74. They have a lot, but they haven't been playing good baseball recently, and attendance have been really low. They haven't gotten 20,000 people at games, and even though when they announced it, they moving, the fellas did a reverse objection to it. Tried to fill up the stadiums, and the most they got is about 25,000. I think it's a 40,000 seat stadium. So it's gonna be interesting. They had some protests. You had some people who flew to the minute games and had a protest outside, trying to change the talk. But I don't see. It's done. It's a done deal. So it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders and the Las Vegas A's with the Las Vegas Aces. So one of the A's will change the name from the Athletics to the Aces. Because, gambling town, Las Vegas. I don't know. What do you think? That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. I see Shohei Ohtani says he's interested in 3 teams. He has an affinity for the Dodgers, the Rangers, or the Red Sox. Where does he have a better chance to be? The Rangers, defending World Series champion. Oh, that'll really make them a team. Them fellas get that hit. Or the Dodgers, that'll make them a great hitting team. And then the Red Sox, I don't quite know what to figure with the Red Sox yet. I don't know if Justin Turner's going to go back next year. They got the core. They got a core decent team, and maybe he can put them over the hump. But if he wants to win the World Series, I don't see him getting out of the Red Sox right away. He got a better chance with the Rangers, an excellent chance with the Rangers, and an excellent chance with the Dodgers. Some talk is he's not going to pitch in 2024. He'll just be a bat and probably a DH, so he won't get much time in the outfield to throw the ball and stuff like that. Is that worth the kind of money that they're talking about giving close to $60 million a year? $60 whole million a year? I don't know. Good news, Dolphin fans. Achane is likely to be back on Sunday, which is a big boost for the offense. Man, Mostert did a fantastic job, but he needs help. The backups didn't give him the kind of help he needs. I'm excited about Achane is back. I hope he comes back to the form that he was in. So for now, as of today, Thursday, he's scheduled to play against the Raiders on Sunday. And it might be on a pitch count or might be on a limited time basis to see just how he reacts, how his body reacts to it. So let's wait and watch it. I'm excited about having him back. I think he's been the super bright light for the Dolphins. And I think it takes some pressure off Tyreek. I think it might have been a different story against Kansas City if he was there. I honestly think it would have been a different story. But, maybe let's see what happens. So football is really heating up now. We're getting into the last 8 games, the last 7 games. Everybody with 8-3, 11. So we got 6 more games to play per team. That's been exciting. What do y'all think about the NBA's in-season tournament? The Lakers 2-0 or 3-0. Got a whooping. I think he got a pretty decent whooping last night. Or did we? I didn't even know the score. I was so mad at the team last night. I actually switched channels and watched something else. They get beat by 15. They were down by 20. They just couldn't get it together against the Kings last night. Then they'd make a little run. The Kings would just not fold and just bounce back. Fox was off the chain last night. Dallas beat the Wizards last night. These games last night were not in-season tournament games, so that loss didn't hurt the Lakers in terms of the in-season tournament. I see the Bucks beat the Raptors, the Celtics beat the Sixers, and that is going to become back to a rivalry that as it wasn't before. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. Then you got the Knicks over the Hawks last night. The Magic beat the Bulls. Phoenix is starting to play a little better basketball. They beat the Timberwolves last night. The Timberwolves were hot. And then the Cavaliers, I don't know what to think about that team. And they beat up a little bit on the Portland Trailblazers. So, but I think tomorrow is in-season play, and I guess we'll talk about that tomorrow. You got the Knicks and the Lakers playing tomorrow. I think if Lakers beat Portland tomorrow, they'll clinch the division or the pool play, whatever like that. And then the 8 pools. So the top, each winner of the pools will go into the single elimination game, and they'll all play a game to be eliminated, and then they go into the semifinals. Now, all these games except the championship game counts on your regular season record. All right, so that's how they have the schedule that I try to figure out how that can work going forward for the back half of the season. But all those games count to the regular season record except the championship game, and then the championship game I think is around December 9th. Will be in Las Vegas, and the semifinals, the Final Four, and then the championship will be there over a couple of days. So that's going to be kind of fun. We got football tonight. The Cincinnati Bengals travel to the Baltimore Ravens tonight. That's going to be interesting. Because we know both lost last week. Both of them blew games last week that they should have won. So are they going to both come out tonight with anger in their eyes? Or not, I don't know, but I'll say this much. I'm going with the Ravens tonight. I'm only going with them because I got to tell you all that. I'm scared of the points. It's a -3.5. I'll go with the over, though. NBA tonight. You got only 2 NBA games tonight. You got the Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat in Miami. So I'm going, and that's for you, mystery. I'm going with the Heat tonight, and I'll take the spread 3.5. I'll take the points. And then you got the Oklahoma Thunder at the Golden State Warriors. Oklahoma has a 3.5. 3.5. Draymond Green is out. I think is Steph out as well? If Steph is out, yeah. Okay. OKC should be able to wrap that one up tonight. And then you got some college football tonight. Boston College at Pittsburgh. That's a pick 'em. Since they're home, I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh at home tonight. And then I think we got some WNB. We got some NCAA women's basketball tonight and NCAA men's basketball tonight. Number 1 South Carolina is playing Clemson tonight. Is my girl playing tonight? My girl from Ohio, Iowa, number 2 is playing tonight, and Stanford is playing. Angel and my girls LSU not playing tonight. So that's your picks. Then we'll do picks tomorrow for the NFL weekend, and we'll look at the in-season tournament games tomorrow with North Heat tomorrow. That's it. That's the show. We're going to take our break. When we come back, we're going to go to Rich Eisen, who's going to give us a talk about the game tonight, who's going to fill us in on the game tonight, who's going to let us know what's happening. So Rich Eisen is right after the break. It's been a fun 2 hours with you. It's been an interesting 2 hours. It was a fun first hour. I'll be back next week, Thursday, by my lonesome, but I'll be with Naughty tomorrow at 5. It's been real. It's been Talking Heads with Pearlie, filling in for Naughty today on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. The roads are wet. Please, people, take your time on that road and get home safe and get home dry and stay dry tonight. I'm gone. See you soon.
The new KFC Nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat. Unlike the no-gets, at KFC, we hand bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets, in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Get ready to jingle all the way to Christmas with Fidelity's festive giveaway with over $10,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. Apply for a loan or open an ASUS savings account for a chance to win big. Visit any of our branches for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. Buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Want to reach your Grand Bahama customers? Then call Barefoot Marketing at 827-4578 or message them for ad rates via their Facebook page. Advertising opportunities now include classified ads too. Keep up with all the latest Grand Bahama news in the Nassau Guardian newspaper every Tuesday.
Your pumpkin favorites are back at Dunkin'. Indulge your pumpkin passion with fresh baked pumpkin spice donuts, mouth-watering muffins, and delightful munchkins. or sip a Dunkin' Pumpkin Spice Signature Latte made with a rich blend of espresso, pumpkin spice, and vanilla flavors, all topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. Available hot or iced, Dunkin' offers the ultimate pumpkin coffee experience. Head to Dunkin' today. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Football, our friends at Prime Video, which you can get right here on Roku. You can watch Thursday Night Football tonight, week number 11. Ravens hosting the Bengals. And here is what is at stake. 9 weeks ago, they faced one another in Cincinnati. This is when Burrow was limping around. We were all wondering what's happening with him. And can his calf give way at any moment in time for something far worse? Because the whole mind's eye with Burrow taking that field with his calf muscle in Cincinnati, all strained and tightening up, one would think. The entire nation had just 6 days before that watched Aaron Rodgers' Achilles snap. And we're all watching Burrow limp around against this Ravens team that had just had J.K. Dobbins go out with an Achilles injury. And how would they look with their running game? And would they be on the market knocking on the door of Leonard Fournette, knocking on the door of Kareem Hunt at the time? Would they go ahead and trade for Jonathan Taylor? Remember what was being discussed 9 weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
And sure enough, Gus Edwards has 60-plus yards rushing and a touchdown. Nelson Aguilar's catching touchdowns from Lamar Jackson. And a furious late run by Joe Burrow connecting to T. Higgins not once but twice for touchdowns. They wound up just shy of their goal, and they fell to 0-2. And oh, my goodness, were we wondering if the Bengals were toast, even with an 18-week, 17-game season. And now here we are, smash cut, 9 weeks later, Cincinnati, short week on the road against Baltimore, and both teams coming off of stinging losses at home. The Ravens just lost to Deshaun Watson, who went 14 for 14 with a broken bone in his throwing shoulder in the second half. Oh, also limping around on a left high ankle sprain, to beat the Ravens at home to avoid a season sweep at the hands of Baltimore. And now here comes Baltimore taking on a Bengals team that had just lost at home to the quarterback of the moment, the rookie QB that is being mentioned as an MVP candidate in C.J. Stroud. The Bengals, just as you thought, they had turned a corner and had captured the Bengalness that we have seen over the last couple of years in which the jungle ruled the AFC North roost. The Cincinnati Bengals coming off of a Sunday night win in Buffalo, a home for Buffalo, and a big win at San Francisco, taking care of business against Seattle, right? They lose at home. And now they have to do what Cleveland just did, which is go to Baltimore and avoid a season sweep at the hands of the Ravens. And the Ravens have to be sitting here and thinking they just had a knockout blow all teed up on Cleveland and whiffed. And they can't let it happen again tonight. Because if they whiff, the Bengals get off the mat just 4 days after they got staggered at home by Houston. And they would be 6-4. Avoid the season sweep at the hands of the Ravens. And they would be just a half game behind Baltimore in the AFC North. And they've got to be sitting there thinking the Browns are now diminished. because they're starting their rookie Dorian Thompson-Robinson because Watson's done for the year. And the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, with their smoke and their mirrors at 6-3, they could be just a half game behind them as the Steelers go and take on the Browns. Sit back, hands up in the air, behind their heads, kicking back Joe Burrow with a cigar if he wins this game tonight. And the Ravens, conversely, they have to be sitting there thinking the same thing. The Browns are diminished with DTR and no Deshaun Watson. And the Steelers with their smoke and their mirrors. And the Bengals are the team that would concern me the most if I'm wearing purple in Baltimore with Burrow and everybody else. And we've seen how they looked before they slipped up at home against Houston. And we're not letting them off the mat. We're going to send them to 500. We're going to get an 8th win. We're going to be flat out in this race for the 1 seed, well positioned as the Chiefs take on the Eagles at home on Monday Night Football. And the Dolphins, we can take care of them if we get them in the bank. Let's get an 8th win. Let's go to 8-3. Let's go into the weekend watching Monday Night Football, saying good luck trying to get your 8th win, Kansas City. And it's entirely possible the Ravens finish this week in first place in the entire conference, in so doing, dealing the knockout blow to Cincinnati that they could not to Cleveland, sweeping the season series from them, sending them to 5-5, and on top of it, sitting at 8-3 with a basic 3-game lead on the Bengals. 2.5 in the win-loss, and then that extra half because they have the tiebreak. That's what's at stake tonight. Who's not in the game is worthy of being discussed because, as I mentioned, in that Week 2 game that Cincinnati tried their hardest at the end to overcome Lamar being Lamar and the defense beginning to bow up in that first half, and then they came back on that defense at home furiously. Those 2 touchdowns were to T. Higgins, and he's not going to be there tonight. And it looks like Sam Hubbard, the famed fumble in the jungle returner from last year's playoff game between these 2 teams. He's not going to be there. Marlon Humphrey is what we are hearing at present doubtful. If you're doubtful on game day,
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson. You ain't going to be there. And then Ronnie Stanley. Man. So, and Trey Hendrickson does appear to be up despite hyperextending his knee in an ugly fashion on Sunday. Oh, boy. And what is up with Joe Burrow's hand? There's some sort of, he was coming off the plane last night. A local camera crew just shot the players coming off in Baltimore, and he's got a wrap on his hand that looks like, if you ever have a friend who's got like tendonitis or carpal tunnel, some ergonomics that's being needed.
Or maybe they're going bowling. Maybe it was Bengals bowling night and Joe was just getting ready.
He's not on the injury report.
And that's the issue.
Well, I mean, unless it's just, hey,
fashion?
No, it's not fashion. It's just like it doesn't affect, like he's playing. It doesn't affect his ability to play. It's just precautionary or just, I don't know.
Then it needs to be on the injury report.
And probable with what? With tendonitis?
Probable wrist.
Carpal tunnel?
Probable, quote.
It's not wrist.
Parentheses, wrist.
Why would it have to be wrist? It could be like right here in your thumb.
Thumb.
Oh my.
Got to be on there.
All right.
These are the rules, Rich. I don't make them.
We'll talk to Breer about it since he's an Ohio State quarterback. You must know. So that's what's at stake tonight. I think I have just laid it all out there for you. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, 4